Hey, what's up, everybody? HTG Brian back with some more Funko Fusion. Next up, we got The Thing, Level 1, Husky Hustle. Just kidding. Fun play! We're going to unlock the Shaun of the Dead level. We're going to get all of the rest of the collectibles, and we're even going to show you where all 7, that's right, 7 of those Huskies are. So keep in mind, you will need 50,000 for the vinyl tube, so make sure to get your stack on. And a quick reminder, we do have quick links down below in the video description if you're in a hurry or specifically looking for something other than what we're chasing down currently. All right, here we are. We're going to jump into the old door number 1 on the far left for Husky Hustle. Quick peek at the old collectibles. Looks like we are short of everything, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, keep in mind, all cutscenes and non-essential gameplay has been removed, so there might be a couple of blips to black, but that just means there was a cutscene that's been removed. All right, after ground pounding and collecting a bunch of vinyl, let's go ahead and flip the switch and head out towards the middle area where we're going to rescue Husky number 1. A few pesky bad guys sitting around, let's go ahead and remove them from the equation. And of course, I also recommend taking out the chopper. Now, if you get up close and personal to it, you'll see that if you shoot it, it'll actually give you some white text, which leads to orange text, which will finish off with some red and a kapow. Once it booms, it's going to actually leave for roughly 30 seconds, giving you just enough time to go ahead and pick up this propane tank, place it next to the ice, and melt it away. Pick it up, Brian, and melt it away. Now, we've got another bad guy that came out of nowhere. Ooh, look at the placement of that propane tank. I don't think I could do that again if I tried. The goal is to melt the ice down and reveal a lock so you can shoot it and free the first Husky. Now, for the first half of this mission, I will be pretty much shooting and smashing everything in my path to make sure that I do, in fact, finish this level with 50,000 plus vinyl, because we're going to need it at the end for one of the silver crowns. So we're going to go ahead and take Husky number 1 back to the old safe spot here, and after a quick moment of like, is he coming? He finally makes it. All right, again, we have quick links down below. If you already know the Husky locations and you're looking for collectibles, you can certainly jump ahead. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and leave the safe place area and head a hard left down this hallway where we find security door number 1. Of course, as soon as we get down to the end, we get jumped by some baddies, so make sure you take them out. And I always recommend collecting that vinyl because not only do we need it for this level, but we're also needing 5 million for a trophy/achievement, so the grind is real. Pop open that purple chest. It'll give you the swipe card to go ahead and get through security door number 1. Inside, we're greeted with a bunch of baddies. Go ahead and take them out, and then focus on the propane tank on the left side of the room. We're going to go ahead and place it right in the middle of the 2 red grates on the left. That should melt those down, giving us access to the points we need. We're going to need to mold another one. Pick it up. I'm having troubles picking things up for some reason. Go ahead and drop it on the right, and we're going to go ahead and shoot that and melt down that red grate as well. Now we have access to some other propane tanks deeper in the room. Go ahead and pop them off, melting the ice above, giving us access to a lock. Shoot both locks. It is a little bit of a funny angle, so be aware of that. And then in the middle, there should be a Husky with a lock on him. Go ahead and pop the lock, and we are out of here. That's right. So we've got 2 of the 6 original Huskies, and, well, not quite fully safe, but we're almost back there. And then we're going to actually go and get the other 4 all in one swoop. So if you're wondering, like, why do you keep going back here? Just so we don't have a whole bunch of Huskies. Sometimes they get stuck on walls and slow you down, and we don't want that, so make sure you grab any and all chests, blue, brown. Well, not the gold. Leave the gold. The gold one costs you money. You don't want to spend no money. I've yet to even do one of those in our adventure. So pretty cool that you can avoid those and still succeed and thrive. Right, there's a propane tank in the hallway. As we make our way down, we see Buddy standing in front of a red door. Let's go ahead and smash it. It has red on it. We're going to get to more of that here in a future level, not too long from now. Once it's melted down, there should be a Husky inside here. And also make note of all of the, well, it looks like tons of food you can smash. And also, we've got ourselves the old vinyl tube. We'll go take a quick peek. 50,000, like I promised. We'll go ahead and continue to just smash and grab any and all vinyl. We're almost to the halfway point of that. And now that we've got a Husky in tow, let's go ahead and double back a little bit and take a right down the hallway with the blue chest and the refrigerator. Go ahead and grab your free soda and make your way all the way to the purple chest. Now keep in mind, it's going to drop a swipe card. We're going to swipe it like it's hot. And as soon as we exit this door, there should be some bad guys chasing us down from behind. I'm going to go ahead and forget about them for right now. Oh, psych. I'm going to turn around and get them. Basically, what we're doing out here is rescuing the other Husky outside. We're going to have to melt down the ice, so shoot the old tank there. I guess it's more of a garbage can. And hey, you're blocking my shots, Husky. Get out the way. Once these baddies are ready, we'll go back and continue to melt any ice that's left. And, of course, shoot the lock, freeing Husky number 4. That's right. So we have 2 in tow right now and 2 back at the safe place. Again, popping up any chests except for the gold ones. You don't want to spend no monies. We're going to go ahead and head back in and do a couple of ground pounds in the old bunk room here because there's tons of stuff and a good place to get some extra vinylage. And feel free to skip this if you want. If you've already got the vinyl tube, then you don't have to grind as hard. But definitely, want to make sure you've got enough by the time we get to the end. All right next to the guy in front of what was the red door is another propane tank. Now there's a couple of pieces of ice here. And if you place this tank in the far left corner, like I'm about to, and pop it, it's not only going to melt the ice above, but if you get lucky, it should melt the ice in the room to the left of us, which is actually going to be involving a puzzle for a silver chest here in a little bit. So melting the ice above the pipe actually gives us access to another swipe card. Swipe it and enter the room, and you guessed it, more bad guys await us. We'll go ahead and take those guys down, collect all the vinyl. Then we're going to focus on the left side pipes and wheel. That's right, we're going to need a propane tank and a wheel, which happens to be in the back left corner of the room. Slap it on the, I guess, the glowing version of the wheel. And then we're going to swipe the old propane tank from the right side pipes. And you'll notice it actually fills up the tube. And we're going to go ahead and flip both wheels on the left to get the power going up to this red area here. Shoot both of the targets, melting the red grate, which should give us access to a pipe we can use on the right, but it also spawns more bad guys, including the red orb baddie. So we'll go ahead and take all these guys down and thin out their numbers. And once they're all good to go, we'll go ahead and pop that pipe. That's right. And it drops it. We'll go ahead and slap it in the spot on the hard right side. And we'll grab one of the propane tanks. Doesn't matter which one. At this point, we're done with that puzzle on the left. And that should pump up the pipe there, and we need a wheel. So, luckily for us, there happens to be one right there on the ground. And booyakashow, you know what to do. Hit the 2 targets, it's going to melt the red grate up above, and unfortunately for some poor chum, he got locked up in that room, and he's got the security card we need. So we'll go ahead and shoot the card. He drops it. We'll swipe it, open the security door number 2, and we've got the laundry room access. That's right, time to do some laundry. Just kidding. We're actually going to smash and grab all the vinyl in the room. If your health's looking a little low, feel free to grab the heart there, filling it all up. And, of course, we get attacked by more bad guys. So turn around and take those guys out. And on the way out of the next room, we're actually going to grab the red Protopart and make our way back towards Husky number 6, because we got 5 in tow right now. So I probably should have changed that a little sooner. Maybe I'll do that later. Maybe it's, oh, there it goes. It's gone. See ya. All right, so we got the red orb. We're going to take it and place it into the red orb machine over here. That's right, proto it up. Now we got a new item we're building for the Thing level. It's called the Thing-ferno. So I'm curious to see what that is. I don't think I've messed with that at all. Free soda in the hallway. Make sure you grab it if you didn't already. And then we'll continue down, going past the gold door, which we'll be focusing on here in a little bit. That's relevant to a puzzle to solve a silver chest here in a bit. All right, we're going to go ahead and make our way out. Make sure all those Huskies are following us. We got to go up to this extra room up here. That's right. It's a room with a view. This would be the place I'd want to hang out, separate from everybody else. And that's right, all by myself. Grab the propane tank down below and pop it off up top. It should melt down and reveal a lock. Shoot the lock, and booyakashow, we got ourselves another Husky. We also have another blue chest, which we already got the propane tank stuff, so that's just going to give us some more vinylage. Definitely collect it. There's another heart there if you're looking a little low on the healthy. Now that we've got all the rest of the Huskies, we're going to make our way back. But before we do that, let's go ahead and go onto the building we were just in and activate this Destroy All Baddies silver chest. It's It's going to be our first silver crown as soon as we take out all the bad guys. Now, of course, they spawn randomly, so your bad guys are probably going to look different than mine. Don't worry about that. Just focus on taking them down. Now, keep in mind, there is a heart up in the building above us. If your health gets low, definitely go snag it because you don't want to die and have to start all over. That's one thing that I absolutely despise about those destroy all baddies is if you don't get them, if you die, you have to start over again, which makes sense, I guess. But all right, next, remember that mold machine we rolled by? Let's go ahead and activate it and build ourselves a bounce pad. There's going to be another silver chest right up at the top of this building here. It's kind of an empty, lonely building, but for our purposes, we're going to use the bounce pad and a propane tank to go ahead and get up top. Now, of course, you could always use Childs, who has the flamethrower, but we didn't want to switch characters. We love the foot speed of old Starbuck here, so we're going to stay there. Plus, his laser beams here are super efficient and non-stop, so we'll go ahead and pop that chopper. Give us a couple of minutes of freedom here and grab that propane tank, jump and dash up onto the roof and melt that ice, giving us silver crown number 2. Now, there is a snowman up above on the ledge above us. We're going to get all of those. There's actually 4 out in this middle area here. We're going to get them all in a bit. We're going to go rescue these Huskies. Then we have to take on the chopper one more time. And when we do that, we're actually going to grab all the snowmen and some other things too. But we're going to also grab this bounce pad and place it for a future bounce session right over here in front of this tall door here. We're going to skip the door and go all the way around the original entrance we went into. But we got some bad guys in behind us now, so let's go ahead and errati them baddies. And then make a mad dash for that door on the far left of the facility here. So you know the drill. Any and everything you can smash and grab, I highly recommend. We are officially over 50,000, but again, it's not just about the 50K, it's also about the 5 million that we need in order to get that trophy achievement. We're, of course, shooting for the 100% on the trophy list or achievement list, depending on which platform you're playing on, and that will involve a lot of vinyl. All right, they're all safe and back, good to go here. Wait, yep, there we go. Got a quick little cutscene we removed, and another Husky has spawned, and of course we've got the old chopper we have to take down. We already know how to do it, we just got to do it one more time. So this will actually be the final time we do it, and it'll crash over onto that building where the snowman was on the roof, straight where our reticle is right now, or where it was. And of course, get up close and personal, give them the old pew pew pew. Now, there may be some bad guys on the ground, too, so I kind of recommend strafing or moving around. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of footwork here, just trying to avoid any attacks or shots from any nearby baddies. And, of course, another cutscene has been removed. The Husky has spawned. Let's go ahead and grab him. And then we're going to make our way all the way back over to that roof where the chopper has crashed. And this is kind of funny. Watch this. I shoot a couple of, and then I shoot a couple of, and then I shoot a couple of. Man, I gotta be honest. The Stormtroopers, I think, have got a bad rap because these laser guns are not what they would seem. But go ahead and pop the snowman on the roof. There's one by the door that we came out originally when we went to go get the silver chest and Husky number 6. There's one on the main building in the middle and one on the far left over on a solo building that does nothing for us. So we got 4 of the 5 snowmen, and we'll go ahead and get the 5th in the chest soon enough. But let's return this last lonely Husky and go ahead and get our key for the level, which we are going to use but not really use because we got to unlock the Shaun of the Dead level. All right, there's our Funko key, and we'll grab it. Thank you very much. Now we're going to do a 4-lever puzzle here. We've got a switch on the left of the cage, a switch in the cage, one right outside the cage, and then one down at the end of this hallway. I recommend starting it here, and if you've got a 5-star character like Starbuck, you should be able to run all the way. It is really close, and if I'm being honest, I actually failed. There was a little bit of an edit when I flipped that first switch, and it is possible that you might actually struggle. Now, there are some other characters that run fast, like I believe the Blue Raptor seems to be really fast. You can always drink a speed cola, a speed soda, and hopefully you can get it within the time frame, pop it open, and grab Silver Crown number 2. All right, now we're going to head out into the hallway and go down the left side where the blue chest and the refrigerator were. And out on the hard left, right past the mold machine, is the 5th and final snowman. So we'll go ahead and pop him. And right behind us is the chest. Look at that. It's almost like we planned it. All right, so we'll pop that open, grab Silver Crown number 4. Thank you very much. And now we're going to go ahead and use the mold machine to go ahead and mold ourselves a gas canister. We've got a green proto chest on the opposite side of this area, and it needs to be melted down. Inside, we're going to find that green proto part, and the green proto machine was right there on our left, so makes it nice and easy. Booyaka Shao officially should have access. Watch out, though. Those flames are still burning. Last thing you want to do is lose some health over nothing, right? You can... no self-inflicted wounds for this guy. All right, we'll go ahead and take the green proto part back to the proto machine and slam dunk it. And again, we're starting a whole new proto part, a new soda. Curious to see what it is. All right, now there's this green box on the back side of the building here. Let's shoot that, and it explodes and pukes out a fuse. This is quite the puzzle, and to be honest with you, if I didn't have Doug's guide, I probably would have been majorly lost. So let's take it back in and go to the character swap box, and we're going to swap on over to He-Man. That's right, we need some gold brick breakage, so switch on over to He-Man, or, you know, if you got an item that can maybe smash through some gold, go ahead and feel free to use that. I probably should have popped the key in there, too, so we could get rid of that key icon telling me how far and where to place it. We'll do that eventually, but not yet. Drop the fuse right in front of the gold door. Smash it up with the icon indicator. For us, it was square. Inside we go with the fuse, and on the right-hand side, there is a fuse placement spot. We can go ahead and drop it in there, activate the old radio, and it gives us C8. Now, C8 is pretty easy to find. It's actually right on the back side of that portion of the building where we got the green proto part. But there's some stuff going on there that's a little confused. So we're going to make our way back down the hallway, and I do believe we switch back to Starbuck. Yep, we want that 5-star foot speed, so let's go ahead and get somebody fast again. Whoever you choose is up to use, but for us, we love this Starbuck. Now, people ask us too, why don't you have any of the extra characters? Why don't you do any of the bonus stuff? Well, the reason for that is we want to keep it simple. Not everybody plays these in the proper order, and not everybody has access or has done the stuff needed to get to that extra stuff, so we keep it as simple as possible. Now we're going to need to mold ourselves a blacklight. That's right, we need a camera. And we're going to go ahead and take it up and over. There's the green proto chest, as I just mentioned a minute ago. We'll go around the back side of the building, and you'll notice that there is a slab of ice here with some weird stuff poking out of it. Now, for sure, I thought that needed to be melted. Turns out it needs to be solved. So use the blacklight camera and look right at that weird spot on the mound, and it reveals some dynamite. Go ahead and shoot that, exploding the ice and revealing silver chest number 5. So pop it open and grab your crown, and we are making some excellent ground. Back the way we came, all the way back over, and I do believe we're going to go to the mold machine and mold ourselves a new battery. In fact, I think I mistake it, and I actually go in the hallway here, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need a battery. Watch this. Ready? Which way do I go? Which way do I go? That's right. Hit the old U-turn button and go back and mold myself a battery. Now, if you placed the propane tank under the ice in the hallway for security door number 1 at the end, you probably don't need to melt any ice. It is possible that you might need to melt some ice to move forward with this next puzzle. So go right past the red mold machine, and inside in that corner, there may be ice where this battery charger is. If so, melt it down. Luckily for us, we used a gas tank on the other side of that wall, and it melted through, which was pretty convenient. And we'll slap the fully charged battery into the socket there, and it powers up the chest, and you know the rest. Now, of course, we've got some stuff in here. We're going to ground pound and chase down some vinyl. And we're going to actually go out and to the left and straight into this computer room. And up on the high left side is KFC Bucket. Get your nom-noms on. And, oh, don't forget to grab your free soda to wash it down on the way out. Of course, we've got a couple other things we can smash and grab. And all right, so now we're going to go back out to the side here and use the old, well, bounce pad that we put earlier. If you guys remember, if you didn't do this, make sure you grab a bounce pad, whether you need to mold it or just move it from the previous use, and grab the Foxxo body part up top. Now we're going to actually go into that tall door, and on the right side, once we get in there, there's going to be a staircase. Down at the very bottom, you're going to find the amber fossil. Go ahead and swoop that up. And we only got one more silver crown, and it happens to be the vinyl tube. So make your way down the hallway to where the red door was, where the buddy's standing there. And hopefully by now you got more than 50,000. If not, go ahead and smash around and look for some brown chests or whatever you can find to give you that vinylage. And raise the roof, grab that silver crown, and we are officially done with everything except for the Shaun of the Dead level. So that's going to require a couple of molded items and a quick little solve of a puzzle, which is simple. We actually need to switch on over to a character who can use a guitar amp. So for us, we're going to switch on over to, you guessed it, Scotch Pilgrim. And go ahead and activate him and make your way all the way down that hallway to the right, I guess, as we come out. Right by Buddy standing there, who seems to be speechless. And down at the end, we're going to hang a right. And then all the way down, we're going to hang another right, but make note of the doorway on the left. So that's where we need the guitar amp. We're also going to need a sentry turret. So it is kind of important that you have completed the story, which we've gone over quite a bit. That's definitely essential to getting all of the collectibles in the fun play, as they call it. So we'll make our way back in with the guitar amp. Play a quick little riff with the yellow marker out, obviously. Blue makes you travel. Yellow smashes glass, so switch it on over by smacking it. And look at that. We've officially got ourselves a laser pad, which we're going to need the sentry turret for. So we'll go ahead and make our way back out to that same mold machine. Go all the way to the end, because the sentry turret is gifted to us by completing the Battlestar Galactica stuffs. So that was our final level, which will be our final level for the fun play, too. Pretty sweet stuff. Keeping it consistent. I am. All right, drop it like it's hot. Let it do its thing. It's going to pump it up and give us power to that switch, which we can now flip and enter the room with the crown on the ground. Go ahead and activate that, and it will give us the final totals for the level we just finished. And then it'll only give us one option to go ahead and enter the Shaun of the Dead level. Now, this next step is kind of important if you want to avoid having to reactivate the level. We found that, at least in the early days, there's been a few updates, so this may have been changed, but it requires you to actually start the level before it will acknowledge that you've been in the level. So for us, we always like to just go and get our first task, which, walking out the door, gives us escort the car, and that should be good. So we're going to go ahead and hit the old pause button and return to factory, because that's going to wrap it up for this one. Now, next up will be Shaun of the Dead, and I cannot wait to play as Shaun and Ed. It's pretty funny. One of my favorite movies. Has been for a long time, long before this game came out, and I'm super excited to see what the level entails, because I haven't played it yet. So, woo to the who, but that's it for me, and hopefully you followed along and got it all, but you know the drill. Head on over to any of our social medias. If you have not already, please check out HappyThumbsGaming.com. We also have merchandise over at HTG Merch. Feel free to make a purge. But as for me, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time. See ya.